Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me for another Master Lock style practice. And Daisy is here wanting more food, so she may be quite interactive in the class. Hello, Pup. Let's take right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight and pull back the thumb with feet together, hands together, and we salute. Lovely. Okay, let's relax down, open our stance. And we'll just do a few little rotations. Oh, I can see the chair is in the frame. Excuse me. There we go. Yes, I know you're hungry. Yes, I know. I'll get you more after class. So, as I say, I fed her and the other cat at like 5:30 in the morning when I got up. Um, she wants more. Well, I just gave her enough to give her a pill. Okay, so breathe and relax. Yes, I'm having a little bit of a time of it with pets. Yesterday, while teaching my class over at my mum's house, I saw my dog fall down the stairs. And so, of course, professionalism out the window, I was swearing, going, oh my God, the dog just fell down the stairs. And I was running, but he was fine. Thankfully, he just kind of rolled. Um, Mum gave him a treat and he was happy as Larry, but yes. She just winked at me. Yes, I know. Good. Let's change direction, please. I'll feed you soon. Yes, I know, sweetheart. Good. Keep going, please. I'm just going to check that my microphone is the one being used. Yeah, good. Okay. Hello. She's very yin yang, isn't she? Depending on how she looks at you, she's a white cat or a black cat. Good. Okay, let's come back to center, standing on one foot, and we're going to gently spiral. Yes, you're a good cat. Yes. Let's link the hands together and see if we can rotate at the same time. Very good. And let's reverse it. So we go backwards with the hands and inwards with the foot. Nice wee brain twister. And a shake out on the other side. Good. And change direction. Lovely. And let's shake out. Okay. We'll do the first three movements of the 7 stars in rotations Qigong. So shoulder width and level, please. We lengthen up through the top of the head, bringing the chin slightly down and back, releasing, relaxing through the body into Wuji. We only really ever touch on Wuji in class because you could do it for a good half hour. And in fact, Master Lock recommends doing a half-hour stand before and after your main practice. So unless we just spend the hour standing, that means you're going to have to do it on your own before class. But while in class, we just give it a little bit of time. Nice and calm, letting go. Finding all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. And we scoop. resting level with the waist, calming, releasing the shoulders, dropping the elbows, feeling into the hands, and let's roll pastry forwards and back, filling and releasing the small of your back. Good. Now, before class, we were talking about kidney function and having a good rhythm. And how sometimes people unfortunately do seem to get nighttime urgency that they have to get up and go to the loo. So in general, we want to care for our kidneys as best we can. The kidneys and the bladder work as a team. So if the kidneys are happy, the bladder is more likely to be happy. And what can we do then during the day? Well, this kind of exercise and turning the waist, rolling around and coming in. We're stimulating the energy at the level of the kidneys. Now, in fact, this exercise is designed for everything from the waist down. So that includes stimulating the kidneys, but is more a general exercise. But we do have a whole group of kidney and bladder exercises that we can do. And I've, in the past, I've come across people who hear, a word exercise for a particular organ and think that means it stimulates the organ, which is a fair assumption, isn't it? You think, okay, well, if it's for the kidneys, then it stimulates the kidneys. And then I've had people saying, oh, I don't need any more stimulation. They're quite stimulated enough. Thank you very much. But that's a misunderstanding of what the exercise does. So when we work on an organ or a pair of organs in Tai Chi and Qigong, we're actually working to bring them into balance. Let's change direction, please. So that means that if they are overstimulated, then it helps them to calm down. And if they're understimulated, it helps them to G up. So actually the same exercise can have dual effect, depending on what the body needs. It is a stimulation to come into balance rather than just to elevate or slow down function. So the good news is the body actually is very good at finding its own natural balance, and these exercises are just designed to harmonize and to encourage the body to do what it already knows how to do. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel in Tai Chi. In fact, we're just trying to bring our system back to a regulated nervous system and a regulated organ system. Good. So let's bring the hands to center, draw in, float up, and expand and turn. So in general, what I would encourage you to do every day is to rub your kidneys. And I forget, I must admit, a big sort of glowing bulb overhead hypocrite. I forget all the time, but fortunately, I remember while I'm in class, and I do it with my class. And because I'm teaching 3 or 4 classes a day, most days, I am getting the work done. So I'm rubbing my kidneys every day. I'm rubbing the small of my back. If I was a student and not just teaching it, then I would have to get my act together and schedule it in because I would forget. But it is so good for you. Let's change direction. I would recommend scheduling in rubbing your kidneys. So when should you do it? Actually, any time, day or night, would be fine, preferably daytime while you're awake. But if your kidneys get cold at any stage, that's a big no-no, by the way. We don't want to let the kidneys get cold. But then, for heaven's sakes, rub them, So if you get up to go in the night and you find yourself getting cold, warm your kidneys. But better still, don't let them get cold in the first place. Have a jumper or a robe close to your bed so that you don't get cold even for a second. Let's come back to center, please, and take a deep breath. Gather, draw in. Point to your eyebrow corners, down the face and neck, and open. Point into the body, turn, point around your feet, up the back of your legs, around your waist, relax to center. Good, and we're just going to stand and breathe into the belly, relaxing the body. Now, the kidneys act as our battery pack. When we're doing Tai Chi, the Dandian acts as the battery pack. So here we're guiding our energy into the center of our belly. But when we're not doing Tai Chi, that center point doesn't exist. I mean, you could still sort of calculate where the center of your body is, but you're not creating the circumstances where energy can naturally pool in the very center point of the belly. So the kidneys act as the battery pack. They act as the storage when you're not doing Tai Chi. But for now, let's bring the hands round the back and give your back a jolly good rub. Now, there's different ways you can do this. You can use your palms, you can use your fists, you could use the side of your fists. Traditionally, we would rub 36 times, so you don't just do it a little bit, you get them nice and toasty, and then you hold your kidneys. And do you feel the warmth? Keep the knees off the lock, please. You can feel the warmth flowing in from your hands. And that's good. Warmth equals energy. Warmth equals chi. So we breathe and we relax and we feed our kidneys with our life force, with our chi. So you can do that as many times as you like during the day. It's very, very useful. I find it, I mean, it's fine. My arms are in a little bit of a uncomfortable position, but that's okay. But if it's really uncomfortable, you could maybe ask a loved one to rub your back. But we want to make sure that your kidneys remain warm at all times. And I would recommend dry heat if possible, so not a hot water bottle. Now, this is really from Chinese traditional medicine. They don't believe in using water heat. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's something to do with damp. I'm not really sure. But they say dry heat. So maybe an electric blanket is fine. Or even get a hair dryer and just lift your shirt and give it a blow. And just make sure you don't scald yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. But keep your kidneys warm at all times. Keep your feet warm at all times. Keep your neck, the back of your neck, warm at all times, and your head. So we don't want to be going out in cold weather or windy weather with wet hair because it compromises our life force. It can actually, you can catch a chill, you can get a cold. Don't sit on a cold stone wall. I'm sure you've heard of that one. Again, that depletes the kidneys. So very, very useful to keep warm. Okay, let's have a go through the Phoenix. We'll go through the Phoenix once on each side, and then we'll take the rest of the class for the Immortals crossing the sea. Okay. Can I see, would you like to see back view for Phoenix? Yeah, okay, back view for Phoenix on both sides. Let's see how we get on. Heels together, toes a little bit apart. Lengthening up through the top of the head, chin slightly down and back, and lengthen the fingers down. Calming down. Listening behind. Ready? Let's begin. hand and fist. Left hand and fist. Right hand and fist. Let's just close. And close right. Good. If you need to, you can reposition. And we go again on the other side. So always begin with Wuji. And after you have settled, found that stillness, then you can just visualize the first move to get you started. So the second side, we're going to scoop with the left hand under. Ready, and left hand in fist, and release. Right hand in fist. Those ones. Very good. Lovely. So as I say, these exercises are designed to help to bring your body back into its natural balance. No medicine is required if it's just a little bit of maintenance. Excuse me while I blow my nose. If it is just a case of getting the body to move as the body was designed to move, and therefore help the system to regulate itself, These exercises are fantastic. If you were wanting to help your kidneys in particular, I would direct you back to the Phoenix, what we've just done. The exercise for that is the up and over exercise. So just do it with me for a second to remind yourselves. And you can do this if you have a friend, a family member, someone who wants to strengthen their kidneys. You can do it with them. You don't have to wait until you're officially a teacher to do these exercises with people. So we float up to the diagonal and we gently turn the waist. We turn the palms and we sink down and turn the waist. And that draws the energy across the kidneys. Now, from the Chinese traditional medicine point of view, the emotional aspect of the system that is associated with the kidneys is fear. So if someone is perfectly fine physically, there's nothing wrong with them, but if they're in a state of fear, their bladder will be overly active. So if you're frightened of wetting the bed, for example, you're more likely to because you have stimulated the fear response, which means you've got the adrenal glands kicking your kidneys. The adrenal glands sit inside the kidneys. So when we're in a state of fear, our bladder and our kidneys go into overdrive. They freak out a bit. So you'll know that anytime you really took a bit of a shock, that brought you into a state of fear, the first thing you notice is you need a wee. You know, if you're called to the headmaster's office, you need a wee. So calming the nervous system and calming the kidneys down with kidney exercises help to address that and neutralize the energy to get everything back to function. Let's do it on the other side, please. You have two kidneys, so you do one on each side to balance the kidneys. And you can do variations of this move, so it doesn't have to be exactly like this. You can keep your palm facing out, slide down a wall, wipe a countertop. That might be easier for some, so you float up, you go over the rainbow, you slide down a wall, wipe the countertop. It has the same effect, and if you can feel into your kidneys as you wipe the countertop, you're feeling across your back. That is strengthening the energy. It's multiplying the benefits of the exercise because where the mind goes, the energy follows. So the physical movement of having your hands at kidney height will bring the energy to that level in your body, but feeling into your kidneys, feeling into the structures in question, strengthen the kidneys as well. So, you know, you might think, yeah, but it's not my kidneys, it's the bladder that has a problem. Well, if one has a problem, then they both need to be addressed. Good. Another nice wee exercise you can do for the kidneys is literally just wade in the water. All kidney exercises have this watery quality to them. So just gently turning the waist and letting the hands sort of swirl around. Freestyle, doesn't have to be particularly choreographed. Level with the waist. All exercises at this level will be influencing and bringing kidneys into balance. So yet another one, for example, is back to your open door 5, wading in the water. See what I mean? All kidney exercises have a watery quality to them for good reason. Good. Of course, all organs affect the function of all the other organs. So if one is struggling, it will affect everything else. Well done. Relax down and circle your shoulders. For example, I have of late been a little concerned now again with my heart. You know, I've been getting stabbing pains and things like that. And I have an iron overload issue, which I now know about, which has a very fancy long name, hemochromatosis. It's a genetic thing. But I've been concerned, a little concerned about my heart. And I remember talking to my therapist recently about that. And I said, oh, you know, I'm just not sure it's particularly happy. And he looked at me and he went, yeah, you need to work on your kidneys. I'm like, what? It's my heart, not my kidneys. But kidneys, as I say, they're the battery pack. They are very important for all your organs. And he said, okay, well, look, your kidneys deal with water. Your blood is mostly water. Therefore, if your heart's not happy, it's probably the quality of your blood. Therefore, look to your kidneys. Drink more water. Be careful. Don't get thirsty. And that makes a lot of sense. As I said, in cases of sleep apnea, if someone stops breathing during the night, it's the heart that gives hormones into the body to say to the kidneys, you need to produce more urine, again, in order to regulate the amount of oxygen to blood in the body. So if there's not enough oxygen, you thicken the blood a little bit. So yeah, so everything is interdependent, and the Phoenix is great for balancing all of those organs, but it won't do any harm. Very good for everybody. If in doubt, if your energy levels are low, drink plenty of water, do some kidney exercises. Okay, so let us move on to the Immortals Crossing the Sea. Unless there's any questions, folks. No, you're all, yeah, you're fine. Okay, Immortals then, are we ready? Yeah. Heels together. Lengthen up, the chin slightly down and back. Calm yourself down. Listen to your breath. Let your breath be silent. Listen behind. Find all 10 fingers, gently lengthen them down. And let's visualize the first movement of the Immortals form. The left hand scoops under, we rotate, push the heel out and step to the side. Are you ready? Let's begin. We scoop. Left hand under. Block to face the back, step to the side. Plop left, turn to the left, right hand opens. Plop right, feed the weight back. Step. Fishing toad. Keep circling. Keep circling and lift. Step. Step through. So first time, let's do our balance. Immortal sacred sword. And we're going to close left. Excellent, well done. Take a little rest. Good, how are you feeling? Okay, good, all right. Well, see, are there any comments, questions, anything that you want to cover? No? Just do it again? Just let's do it again. Yeah, yeah, okay. Here we go. One more time. This time we'll maybe do the wee jump at the end, the jump kick, or overseeing territory. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Sorry. You see what happened? This is what happens if you get distracted and you have body memory. The body does it for you. And by the time your brain catches up, oh, wrong form. Sorry, let's go again. That was the phoenix. The phoenix snuck in there. Let's do the immortal. Sorry about that. Did you notice? I'm sure you did. Okay, are we ready? We check posture. Relax down. Bring the first move of the form into mind. So we're scooping left and stepping to the side right. Ready? Start. Robin? Right hand plucks, turn to the back, step left. Left hand plucks, turn to the left. Right hand opens, right hand plucks, feed the weight back, relax. And ready, down, down, up, and back. Keep the frame of your arms. I wasn't saying frame there. Good. Deep breath. Close left. Excellent. Well done. Now, I just took a sneaky peek while I was spinning. I looked and I didn't see the framework of the arms. So be careful about that. Excuse me while I blow my nose again. Sorry. Yeah, that spin is reliant on the arms. All spins rely on the arms to give you structure. So earlier on in the Immortals fishing toad, you need the hands going out in order to give you the structure and the balance. Hello, push. And in the end movement, you need this. So it's not just to give you momentum to turn in the circle, but it's also to give you physical structure to keep you balanced. So if you just spin and let your arms drop, good luck to you. You're going to really struggle to control the spin, not just to stay balanced in the spin, but to control the speed of the spin. So a bit like ice skaters, if you remember, if you ever watch them when they do the spin, spin, spin thing, if they throw their arms and their legs out, hello, puss, yes, I will feed you very soon. When they're spinning like this, they're slow, but as soon as they start to fold in, they get tighter and tighter and they spin like a top. They go really, really fast. The smaller they can make themselves, whatever angle, funny angle they're doing, doesn't matter. When they make themselves small, they go faster. So that movement at the end, the Immortals Sacred Sword, we are controlling the spin by keeping it big, which means it's a nice leisurely swing around. If we had brought it in, we would go like the clappers, we would go really tight. But I want to see the arms remain structured, and you start the spin high and you have yin yang change. Yeah. So let's think about that. We've just done the kick. This what have we done? We're here, yeah. So you can do the jump. That's fine. Step, hug ball, step back, and split. So your left arm is up, your right arm is down. We gather towards the left, the right hand coming across. The right hand comes up, the left hand comes down. And then as you feed into your right side, the right hand comes down, the left hand comes up, and that's where your leg, I don't want to kill the cat, the leg comes around and down. So there's quite a bit of yin yang change there, and we had a yin yang cat helping us out. Let's look at it again in slow motion. So you've done your jump kick, step down, step back, left up, right down, into your left. So the right hand is coming across underneath, right hand up, left hand down. So they're crossing each other, they're passing each other. The right hand is coming over. As you feed the weight into the right hand comes down. The left hand is coming up. So as you spin, it completes that. The left hand is up and the right hand is down to plant you at the end before you cross, step back, and strike a pose. Now, I find it much easier on this floor when I'm just in socks because it's very, very grippy. This is a spongy Kung Fu mat. But if you're on floorboards, hopefully you can spin quite easily. But I want to see that. I don't want to see the arms drop. And it does happen occasionally. Now we've just got time to do it once more. Let's do it once more with feeling. Did that make sense? Did it clarify a wee bit? Yes, okay, good. All right, so let's go again from the top. Okay, we lengthen up and relax down. Calming down. Visualize the first move. And let's begin. Feel how the arms and the legs work as a team. They practically mirror each other at times. Sometimes in opposition. Sometimes literally hands above feet. Right hand plucks, step left. Left hand plucks, turn. Right hand plucks. Good. Step. Right hand under. Step, turn the palms, push them out. Step down. Keep circling. Hands and feet work as a team. Let's do our jump kick. Down, down, up, and up. Closing left. Well done, everyone. Good job. So we got 3 times through the form, even with a false start, with me going into Phoenix again. Well done. So I'm going to salute you. Vinegar water. And let's do a little wind down. Just gently turn and breathe. And just notice how your body feels. If there's any areas that you feel have been working particularly hard, just pay attention. Down the legs, cup your hands. Good. Knees. Of course, folks, what I'm giving you is Tai Chi, Qigong, traditional Chinese medicine advice. I'm not a doctor, so there are loads of reasons why things might happen. I'm just giving you the sort of traditional take on it. and general health information by encouraging the body to move well, to look at things in terms of good nutrition, good balanced, how do you say, addressing the system in a balanced way. These are all considered to be healthy things. But if you feel there's something wrong with you, by all means, go and talk to a doctor. It's very important to know as much as you can about what's going on so that you can do something about it. But it does not do any harm to do your own due diligence and find out as much as you can about your own body as well. So often I have a feeling people have an understanding, they know what's going on. So if you do have a theory, or if you feel you just know what's going on and there's something not right, go and talk to your doctor about it and tell them how you feel, because they may be an authority in medicine, but you're very close to your own body, so you're an expert in your body and how it feels. Let's go over the shoulder. Good. And do you remember the tricky wee shoulder move that we sometimes do? Shall we try it? So we're going to lift the arm and pat under the arm. Oh, I injured my shoulder a few weeks ago and it's much better, but it's just slightly stiff now. So full range of movement is good. Good, well done. Yeah. Let's come back to center. A lot of people struggle with that one. They're like, ooh, you did very well. Okay, and let's shake out, please. And let's finish with our 100 ailments go away. So we're going to flop the wrists, bounce on the heels, and breathe, and let your whole body be nice and soft and relaxed. Floppy. Let the wrists bounce. Good. And relax down. So the expression goes 7 heel taps every day, 100 ailments go away. Good. So breathe and relax. Listening to your body, feeling that lovely tingle, that bubble, that vitality expressing itself through your system. And let's gather it up to center. Hug the elbows in, breathing into your belly. Feel your energy is stronger. And just for good measure, let's slide the hands around the back and give those kidneys one more rub. So that whole waist area, jolly good rub. See if you can do it 36 times every day. Maybe even multiple times a day. Just keep those kidneys nice and warm. And once you've given them a good rub, hold them. Bend the knees slightly and breathe into that feeling of heat. Let it penetrate deep into your body. Every time you do this, you are supporting your kidneys. You're supporting your energy levels and your kidney function. If your back feels cold under your hands, you need to do this more often. I need to do this more often, yeah. I can feel the heat, but I can also feel the cold. But if you do this regularly, it'll feel like fire in a good way. It'll feel, ooh, really hot. That's good. Good. All right, relax down, please. Let's take right hand and fist, left hand straight, and tuck back that thumb. We salute. Cheers, very well done, folks. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.